What's up, everyone? I'm back, and we are going to be doing a UFC 300 recap. Man, this was a good card. I mean, so much crazy stuff happened. So much, what do you call it? So much iconic stuff happened, especially in these two fights right here. And we saw some new contenders, um, you know, showing what they're good at. And we really got a taste of, like, you know, what these guys are going to be good at and how they're going to do against maybe the higher ranked people in their divisions. So, I'm going to start it off right here with the champion, Alex Pereira. I mean, I picked Hill to win. I figured it was just a terrible matchup for Alex. And boy, was I wrong. I mean, this guy just. He walked through him with possibly one of the coldest knockouts in recent history. He got kicked in the nuts and then waved Herb Dean away. And just, Shama. Oh. And then hit Jamal Hill with a nasty uppercut and put him to sleep basically right away. I mean, this man's eyes were rolled back in his head. And he was snoozing pretty bad right after that. When he got up to talk to Herb Dean, I'm pretty sure he asked him, was I out or something? I think that's what I read off his lips, but I could be wrong. Yeah, I mean, Pereira, I could have seen him winning. Like, it wasn't anything super unexpected if he did win, but he impressed me. I mean, round one knockout is wild. I didn't think he would get it done that quick if he were to win. I didn't think it would last long, but that was a quick finish, man. I mean, it was beautiful the way he stepped on Jamal's foot to, like, stop him from moving and then hit him with that, like, sort of uppercut hook. Yeah, it was pretty masterful. Jamal was trying to return the leg kicks, but it was just not working, bro. I mean, we saw that there were levels to this thing, and Pereira. I mean, Jamal Hill was right. Pereira definitely is not on his level. Yeah, pretty crazy. Now we're gonna move on to the co-main event. Honestly, this wasn't even that bad of a fight. This might be the first time in UFC history, though, that somebody has won by all three methods in the same fight. I mean, she choked out Jan in the first round. She was asleep. We saw her, like, roll off Wei Li after the bell rang, and it was crazy seeing that dude wake her up with the smelling salts. I mean, like, I don't know if that's legal. Probably not, but I don't care. It made the fight a lot more interesting. Then Wei Li had her back, and I mean, she TKO'd her. That fight was over. But yeah, ref didn't stop it. Interesting call, but whatever. And yeah, then as we can see, the other method she got was by the decision. Yeah, I mean, it was pretty crazy. I'm not gonna say it was a masterclass for Wei Li because Jan had some good moments. I mean, she knocked down Wei Li at one point. Look right there. I think it was just a little straight punch. It wasn't a bad knockdown. Wei Li got up pretty quick after that. But yeah, it was pretty convincing. We know who won the fight at the end of the night. Now, moving on to the BMF fight. This fight definitely deserves fight of the night. I mean, this was my second pick I got wrong. By the way, I went 9 for 13 on picks. Not too bad, I feel like. But a lot of them just felt kind of like obvious picks. But yeah, I thought Justin was going to get it done. I thought he was kind of going to do to Max what he did to Tony. But, man, I could not have been more wrong. Max broke Justin's nose with that jumping back kick at the end of the first round. And then he just put on a masterclass after that. I mean, he was hitting him whenever he wanted. Leg kicks were landing and all that. He hurt Justin a bunch of times. And Max got dropped. Like, I know it doesn't say there are any knockdowns on Justin's side, but Max's stat about not getting knocked down, that thing is gone. Max clearly got dropped in that fight. When Justin hit him in the back with that right hand, Max fell to the canvas. I don't know how that wasn't marked as a knockdown. But yeah, Max was winning that fight at least 3-1, maybe 4-0 going into the last round. Max is clearly up in the fight, and at the end of the fifth, I mean, he just pulls classic Max Holloway, points to the center of the octagon. These guys go swinging, and then Justin drops to his face. That was crazy. Like, nobody does that to Gaethje, and especially Max Holloway, of all people, is not who you'd expect to be doing that. I mean, Pillow Hands Holloway, right? People did not expect that to happen in that fight. But yeah, Max clearly put on a BMF performance and deserved that 600K bonus. Next fight, um, Oliveira Sarukian. If I didn't have that dream about Charles winning, I was gonna pick Armand. I'm not even gonna lie to you. But yeah, Armand is the real deal. This man's legit. I don't know how he got out of that guillotine at the beginning of the first round. I didn't think it was on, but after watching it again, that thing was tight. You can see his pants falling down. You can see his underwear, also. So that's kind of unfortunate for him that he got exposed like that. But he got out of the guillotine. He was under Charles for a while, and he used that really good bottom grappling he has. He's really good at getting out of bad spots. And he reversed Charles, and he landed some nice elbows when he was on top of him the whole time. I'd say the stand-up was pretty neutral. Maybe Charles had a little bit of an edge. But man, Armand looked good. I mean, look, he took down Charles a few times. But yeah, he was landing some really good elbows from the ground. A lot of people are saying it was a robbery. Charles won. He didn't. I'm sorry. I like Charles a lot, but I was impartial for this fight, and Armand definitely won it clearly. 29-28, maybe 30-27, probably 29-28, but it could have been 30-27. But Charles didn't look bad, but it just wasn't enough. I mean, we saw him sticking out his tongue with that Darce at the end. He thought he put Armand out, but I mean, he clearly wasn't out. We saw him; his arm was kind of limp, but he was moving it. He wasn't out. But yeah, it was good. It was a good fight. If this fight didn't happen, this probably would have been fight of the night. And I picked Bo. I know I picked him by decision, and I know he won, and I don't like Bo Nickel, but this result made me happy. Cody Brundage fraud checked Bo Nickel. What the heck, bro? How did that happen? Cody Brundage lat dropped this dude. How are you an NCAA? I don't remember if he was undefeated or not, but he got lat dropped by Cody Brundage. How does that happen to you? That's crazy stuff, man. I don't know how you get lat dropped by Cody Brundage as an NCAA wrestler. But I mean, other than that, Bo looked pretty good. Not gonna say he took down Cody whenever he wanted, because he definitely didn't. But this was Bo's first ever second round in MMA, and it was Cody Brundage that brought him there. So this dude got fraud checked. We're gonna see him lose to higher level competition. I'd say Anthony Hernandez definitely whoops this guy, and Kamzat kills him. On the prelims, Yuri, I am samurai. I knock this guy out. I am samurai. Yuri is like that little toddler or autistic kid that gets upset when you tell him that he's not actually Batman. He took it personally when Rockets told him that he wasn't actually a samurai. He looked terrible in the first round, getting leg kicks, got hit in the face whenever. But round two, man, he really turned it around. I was watching it with my friends, right? And everyone was talking about, oh, Yuri doesn't have a chance. This is an absolute outclassing. But I reminded them, Yuri looks terrible at the beginning of all of his fights. I mean, Dominic Reyes took him down against Uzdemir. He didn't look that great at the beginning. And he was kind of getting beat up by Glover the whole time, but ultimately got the finish. That's kind of what this dude is. He's a little bit of a fluky dude, you know what I'm saying? Kind of like Cheeto Vera. He just kind of gets the finish after getting whooped for a little bit. He's flips the switch. He's like, all right, I'm done losing. My turn, you know? But yeah, the KO from Yuri got me and all my friends hyped. It was pretty crazy. And yeah, good performance by Yuri Prochazka. Now, up to this fight. This fight was pretty boring. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't watch much of it. I was sitting on the couch the whole time, but I was not that focused on the fight. I did see Aljo tombstone pile driver this dude. I mean, this man turned into the prime Undertaker. He dropped him on his head, and I thought he was gonna finish him from there, but he didn't. Pretty crazy. But yeah, I mean, Aljo kind of put on a grappling masterclass, as boring as it was. But yeah, this dude's gonna do well in the featherweight division, I feel like. By the way, he looked huge. I mean, he looked really big. During the decision, I mean, this man's veins were popping. He looked giant. So I think Aljo properly bulked up to featherweight. He looks like he's gonna be good for the division. Next fight, Holly Holm versus Kayla Harrison. I mean, what else do we really expect? Holly's 42, and Kayla Harrison, an Olympic two-time gold medalist. Like, that wasn't that surprising. Holly looked terrible because she's 42, but yeah, that's kind of that for that fight. Now, Diego Lopez, bro. This guy looked really, really good. Round 1 knockout in a minute and a half. That's crazy. Like, I mean, you don't see that a lot when guys are fighting higher ranked. I shouldn't say that. It's not true at all. But it was impressive. I mean, Barboza couldn't knock out Sadiq Yusuf, and Diego Lopez did it in a minute and a half. This dude's got serious potential in the division, and I'm excited to watch his way up. Other than that, not much to break down. Early prelims, this fight surprised me so much. I was really happy about the result, but it was surprising. I did not think that Hanato was going to beat Jalen, especially after watching him get dropped in the first like that. The way he came back was crazy. I don't know how he won that fight, but that made me really happy. I love this dude. Then he went on talking about real estate and how you should read like the 6 lessons about finances from Ludwig von something from the Austrian School of Economics, I believe. But yeah, pretty crazy by Moicano. Andrade Rodriguez, I actually did watch most of this fight. That makes it sound like I didn't watch the fights. I watched all of them. But this fight I kind of actually paid attention to. That also makes it look like I didn't pay attention. I paid attention to most of the fights. Besides some of the women's fights. But yeah, this one, Andrade had a ton of opportunities to finish her when she had her against the cage and stuff. And she didn't take them for some reason. I mean, they were right there. It's just, I don't really know why she didn't, but it happens, I guess. It happens to the best of us and the not so best of us, you know what I'm saying? But it was pretty good, pretty good. Next, moving on, Bobby Green, Jim Miller. Oof. Jim, please retire, bro. He looked terrible. He won maybe the first round, but after that, Bobby just started whooping this dude. Like, it wasn't close. Bobby was so close to finishing him at the end of the 3rd round. Like, this dude was on the floor, bloody, laying down. And, yeah, if you see the pictures of him after the fight, he had, like, 20-something stitches. He broke his toe. Or maybe it was his pinky, and he broke maybe a rib or something like that. But this man put a beating on him. It was pretty crazy. And last but not least, man, it's sad, but I said it was going to happen. Cody Garbrandt got finished by Figueiredo. Like, we were all worried about Cody's chin. We were so worried about it that we forgot how bad this dude is with his grappling against high-level people. Cody's really good at mixing in takedowns and stuff. But when it comes to defending in grappling, he's just not the greatest at that. I mean, the first round was pretty close. I feel like Garbrandt might have won it. Maybe. But it probably went to Figgy. But it could have went to Garbrandt, honestly. But, yeah. It was pretty good fight. But, you know, Davison just got under that chin and choked this poor dude out. Talk about everything else on the card. I mean, like I said, the fights were really good. Not many boring fights on the card. There are a lot of letdowns, bro. I mean, Mark Coleman, I don't think he wrapped the BMF belt around Gate Holloway. Octagon was normal. Instead of having the black trim in the middle, it had a little gold trim, which I guess is kind of cool. But it was still pretty boring. I mean, normal Octagon, normal crowd. But my boy, Chael Sonnen, got inducted. His fight with Anderson Silva got inducted into the UFC Hall of Fame, which, I mean, pretty crazy. He's not in the Hall of Fame yet. This dude never lost a fight. 49 wins, 49 submissions, 49 decisions. Like, those are GOAT stats right there. I don't know how this man didn't do it. But, yeah, it was pretty good, bro. It was definitely lived up to the hype. I would say so. iconic moments that, I mean, all I'm seeing right now is the Holloway versus Gaethje knockout on my Instagram reels and stuff like that. That's not gonna go away for a very long time. But yeah, this card was really good. Lived up to the hype. Crowd looked like they were really enjoying it, and I'm happy with most of these results. Um, if Bo got flatlined, that would have made it a lot better. But listen, stuff happens. It was still a really good card. So yeah, that's my official what do you call it, recap of UFC 300. If you liked, please like it and please subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.